Hello, my dear. You can feel it, can't you? That little tremor crawling beneath their skin. The air thickens whenever you walk in, not because of what you say, but because of what you don't. Their eyes dart, their shoulders tighten, and somewhere deep down, they all start whispering the same quiet prayer. Please don't make me the next example. That's when you know you've stepped past ordinary fear. You've become something else entirely, not a person, but a presence. The kind that rearranges a room before you even speak. The kind that makes them question whether the walls are still on their side. They thought chaos was loud, messy, uncontrollable. But you made it precise. You turned it into an instrument, every note deliberate, every move calculated to expose the weakness in their confidence. You never shouted, you never begged, you just moved, and the world adjusted its pulse to match yours. That's what unnerves them. You don't chase, you attract their panic, like it's magnetized to your calm. And now, everywhere you go, the same question follows like smoke from a slow-burning fuse. Who's next? You remember when they used to laugh, don't you? Back when they thought you were predictable. They mistook your patience for hesitation, your observation for fear. They couldn't see the gears turning beneath that stillness. You watched them mock what they couldn't measure, and quietly, you started making a list. Not of names, no, names are too small. You made a list of patterns, behaviors, weaknesses. You memorized every habit they used to hide from accountability. You learned their rhythms like songs that always end the same way, in regret. Now the playlist's looping, and they're dancing to their own downfall while pretending not to hear the beat. The first crack always comes from denial. That's the fun part. They'll tell themselves it's coincidence, the way opportunities slip away, the way conversations freeze when your name enters the room, the way their allies start keeping secrets. They'll call it paranoia, until it isn't. Until the evidence piles high enough that even the blind can see the shadow stretching over them. You won't have to lift a finger. They'll do the rest. Guilt and anxiety are the best accomplices you could ever ask for. You've noticed it, haven't you? The silence after you leave a place. The way people exhale like they've survived a test they didn't study for. You could almost feel sorry for them. But that's the thing, they designed this game. You just perfected it. You learned how to move through their hierarchy without permission, how to turn every insult into intel. They tried to make you the target, and somehow you became the threat. They built the rumor mill to destroy reputations, but you turned it into an amplifier. Now every whisper about you adds another layer to your legend. They're scared of you, but they're addicted to the mystery. It's not power you carry, it's consequence. They don't fear your hands, they fear your awareness. You've seen too much, heard too much, and worse, you understand too much. That's what keeps them pacing at night, wondering what you know that they don't. Every interaction becomes a minefield. Every word they speak feels rehearsed. They start checking over their shoulder, not because you're there, but because they know you could be. That's control, not through domination, but through perception. You've made their own imagination work against them. Funny thing about fear, once it starts, it never really stops. It just changes shape. First they fear exposure, then they fear comparison, then they fear you, not for what you've done, but for what you might decide to do next. They start making peace treaties with their conscience, apologizing to ghosts of their own lies. You didn't even have to demand justice. You became it. That's when chaos turns clean. That's when retribution wears a smile. Look around, see the way they shuffle their steps when you walk by. That's awareness disguised as politeness. They've read the room, and the room says your presence means audit time. You can see it in their body language, the forced laughter, the sudden phone checks, the shallow breaths. They're performing normalcy, hoping you buy it. But you don't. You see the pulse in their neck, the tremor in their fingers. You know the difference between composure and collapse. Once upon a time, you used to care about fairness. Now you understand balance. The scales were tilted too long, and when you finally corrected them, the ones who benefited from imbalance called you dangerous. Isn't that poetic? The same people who thrived on chaos now accuse you of causing it. They can't see the irony because their reflection's too fogged with guilt. So they hide, they regroup, they whisper. And still they can't shake the feeling that you're already 10 steps ahead, marking the next phase in quiet ink. Let them panic. Let them scramble for explanations. Chaos doesn't need to roar when it's orchestrated by someone who's mastered silence. You learned that control isn't about noise. It's about knowing exactly when to move. You've seen their plans before they even drafted them. You recognize the stench of fear dressed as strategy. You don't even need revenge anymore, just timing. Because when you finally decide to act, it won't look like retaliation. It'll look like truth revealing itself. Some of them still believe they can predict you. They think you're driven by anger, ego, or pride. But that's their mistake. They project their motives onto you, trying to box you into their logic. You don't play for emotion. You play for exposure. You want to see what breaks first, their loyalty, their lies, or their masks. You're not the villain they imagine. You're the test they've been avoiding. You've learned something priceless. When you stop needing validation, you become untouchable. Their threats, their opinions, their alliances, all lose weight. You've stripped the currency from their control. That's why they're desperate to discredit you. They can't manipulate what doesn't crave acceptance. You're operating from a higher voltage now, one that fries weak intentions on contact. They wanted a follower. They got a phenomenon. Notice how they copy you now. The same tone they mocked, the same confidence they dismissed. They rehearse it like a survival tactic. They imitate what they don't understand, hoping it'll protect them. But imitation doesn't grant immunity. It only exposes dependency. You don't chase trends. You cause tremors. You're not ahead of them. You're beyond them, moving through dimensions they still think are locked doors. There's a shift happening right now, whether they admit it or not. You can feel it in the glances exchanged across rooms, in the sudden kindness from people who used to compete with you. That's not respect. That's caution. They've realized this isn't the same story anymore. The plot twisted while they were busy gossiping. You rewrote the script without ever touching their stage. Now they're acting in a play they no longer direct. Here's the truth you've always known. People don't change because of advice. They change because of consequence. And you, my friend, became the embodiment of it. You stopped arguing, stopped explaining, and the world went quiet. Because nothing terrifies manipulators more than someone who's learned to weaponize composure. You didn't need to raise your voice. You just became the reminder that everything hidden eventually comes to light. So keep moving like this, steady, deliberate, unreadable. Let them invent their rumors. Each one only deepens your legend. They'll call you unpredictable, but what they really mean is uncontrollable. They'll call you dangerous, but what they really mean is aware. They'll call you ruthless, but what they really mean is effective. And while they drown in definitions, you'll stay busy rewriting reality. The real chaos isn't in what's happening outside. It's in their heads, the spiraling thoughts, the sleepless nights, the sudden suspicion that maybe you never needed revenge because you were the outcome all along. Every story they told about you becomes a confession. Every insult becomes an admission of fear. You've turned perception into punishment, effortlessly. And as you stand there, calm, detached, letting the weight of their paranoia settle into the floorboards, remember, they started this by underestimating you. They thought they could manage your fire without understanding its source. But you didn't come to burn everything down. You came to expose what's flammable. That's the difference between chaos and correction. You don't destroy to destroy. You destroy to reveal. Now they know. Every whisper, every glance, every fake smile carries one echoing question. Are they next? They can't tell who's safe anymore. They can't even tell what safe means. And that uncertainty, that's your masterpiece. You've replaced their comfort with clarity. You've made fear honest again, so keep your focus steady. The air is shifting again. The watchers are multiplying, the whispers getting frantic, the energy tightening. They can sense it, even if they don't understand it. Something's coming, something they can't control, can't manipulate, can't block. You feel it too, don't you? The pulse building beneath the surface. It's stronger than before, that quiet hum beneath the noise, that invisible rhythm guiding every decision they make. It's not coincidence, it's consequence, manifesting in real time. You've become the gravitational center of their tension, the invisible axis their fear spins around. They wake up already calculating what not to say, what not to post, what not to reveal, because every move feels like it could land them on your list. They don't know if your revenge will come in whispers or headlines, and that confusion is delicious. You've taught them that power isn't about who speaks the loudest. It's about who makes the room whisper. Every reaction is a confession now. Watch them stumble over themselves to prove loyalty they never had. Watch them rehearse sincerity like actors who forgot the script. You can read it in their body language, the half smile that doesn't reach their eyes, the sudden interest in your well-being, the awkward compliments that sound like peace offerings. They don't respect you. They revere you out of survival. They've seen what happens when people misread your silence. They've seen what happens when someone gets bold enough to test your threshold. The aftermath becomes the warning, and the warning travels faster than any rumor ever could. You were never chasing chaos. You were correcting it. They were the ones who thought their actions had no echo. You simply became the echo that learned how to bite back. That's why the air feels different now, thicker, charged, like the moment before a lightning strike that no one saw coming. Everyone senses something approaching but can't pinpoint its shape. They whisper your name, and it hangs in the air like static. They think saying it quietly will keep them safe. It won't, because the truth doesn't need volume to hit hard. You remember the old days, the betrayal, the mocking, the collective agreement to underestimate you. It's strange how memories like that sharpen into focus when victory arrives. You don't relive them for pain anymore. You revisit them for data. Every insult, every dismissal was a coordinate, mapping out exactly who needed to be reminded of consequence. You collected those moments the way an artist collects shades of color, not to decorate, but to paint something unforgettable. And now the painting's complete. Chaos isn't random anymore. It's your signature. Look closely. The hierarchy they built is fracturing. Leaders second-guessing their own orders. Followers doubting the foundation they swore by. Everyone scrambling to appear innocent while silently betraying each other to earn your favor. You didn't have to lift a weapon. You became the rumor of one. That's how psychological dominance works. You don't enforce fear. You suggest it, and the human mind does the rest. They've started monitoring each other more than you ever could. They've turned on themselves, trying to predict your next move. But you already made it, the moment they started thinking like prey. It's fascinating, isn't it? How power reverses itself when truth finally stands up. They called you unpredictable, but what they really meant was unprogrammed. You didn't fit their script, so they tried to write you out. The problem was, you learned how to write better. You mastered subtlety. You stopped broadcasting intentions, and the silence drove them insane. They started filling in blanks with fear, and that fear became prophecy. You let them talk, because every conversation about you was free marketing. They made you the villain, but villains have longer memory than heroes, and that's where their downfall began. Now they live inside the world they built for you. Every mirror they look into reflects the version of themselves they pretended not to be. They startle at shadows, jump at coincidences, decode harmless gestures like their secret threats. Their paranoia has rhythm now, and it moves to the tune of your calm. You don't need revenge anymore. You've become reflection. Every sleepless night they endure is repayment. Every fake smile they force is a confession. But make no mistake, you're not fueled by bitterness anymore. You've evolved past that. Bitterness limits. Awareness liberates. What you've done is art. Cold, methodical. Beautifully unfair to those who once called you expendable. You don't just react to betrayal. You redesign its consequences. You taught the world that some spirits can't be broken, only sharpened. And once sharpened, they cut through deception, like it's paper. See, they thought chaos would destroy you. They didn't realize chaos was your environment. While they panicked, you adapted. While they plotted, you planned. And when they tried to bury you under noise, you became the frequency that could cut through it. You turned every setback into architecture. Every scar became a map. You stopped waiting for closure and started building outcomes. That's what separates survivors from strategists. One moves on, the other moves differently. They can't comprehend how you keep winning without moving loudly. They think success must announce itself. But you operate like a ghost, seen only through the reactions you provoke. You've become the quiet consequence of their arrogance. And now, as panic spreads through their circles, they realize too late that you never needed an army. You needed focus. You needed patience. You needed them to think you were gone. Because nothing triggers fear like the return of someone they swore would never rise again. You can feel their collective anxiety vibrating through the airwaves. Messages rewritten, posts deleted, stories changed. They're trying to erase history now, their own digital footprints betraying them. But history doesn't need evidence when presence is proof. You're still here, breathing, watching, calmly dismantling their narrative one truth at a time. That's why they can't rest, because your silence became accountability. There's a certain beauty in letting chaos expose itself. People reveal their loyalty not when things are stable, but when the room starts shaking. And right now, every friendship, every alliance they built on convenience is cracking under pressure. They're learning the difference between safety and illusion. You didn't have to push them. You just stopped protecting their comfort. The moment you stopped explaining yourself, the entire illusion collapsed. It's strange how power works. It never really leaves you. It just waits for recognition. They spent so long convincing others that you were dangerous, and now even they believe it. That's the irony of manipulation. Repeat a lie long enough, and it becomes your reality. They can't undo the legend they created around your name. Every attempt to discredit you only feeds the narrative that you're untouchable. They've built your throne and don't even realize it. You see, chaos isn't your weapon, it's your witness. It follows you not because you summon it, but because truth always shakes false foundations. Every environment you enter starts to shift. People either align or collapse. There's no in-between. That's what they call eruption, not explosions, but awakenings. When people suddenly realize who's been holding the real leverage all along, you've learned to stop chasing explanations from those who live in denial. You let actions tell the story now. The right people understand without translation. The wrong ones unravel, trying to decode what was never meant for them. That's the real punishment. Watching them exhaust themselves, searching for meaning in a move that was simply natural. You don't react to chaos, you channel it. You turned it into strategy, rhythm, philosophy. That's why nothing sticks to you anymore. Guilt can't hold where intention is pure. Watch how the balance of power tilts. The same people who swore you'd never recover are now measuring their words in your presence. The same ones who laughed at your downfall now mirror your behavior just to survive. They say imitation is flattery, but here, it's insurance. You became the template for survival, and they know it. The new social order revolves around your restraint. That's what terrifies them most. Not your rage, but your discipline. Because rage is predictable, discipline is not. Now you've reached the point where your calm causes more destruction than their noise ever could. Every time you choose not to respond, another ego implodes. Every time you move without announcement, another plan collapses. They keep expecting confrontation, but you give them consequence. And the human mind isn't built for that kind of unpredictability. You've become their mental maze. Every turn leads back to the same realization. You can't stop what you can't understand. They'll tell themselves stories to cope. They'll say you got lucky, that you changed, that someone else helped you. They'll never admit the truth, that you evolved in the exact environment that was designed to break you. That's what makes survival poetic. You didn't just endure the chaos, you mastered its language. You learned to translate pain into precision, confusion into clarity. You became fluent in what they fear most, control without cruelty. But let's not pretend this transformation came without cost. You've lost illusions, comfort, softness, all traded for insight. You learned that empathy without boundaries is self-destruction, and now your compassion has edge. That's what makes you dangerous. Not heartlessness, but selective mercy. You choose who deserves your attention now. You choose who earns a second chance. That's ultimate power, not revenge, but discretion. As the days pass, the whispers get louder. They're not sure whether to run or reconcile. Some will reach out pretending innocence, trying to rewrite their role in your story. Others will disappear entirely, hoping distance will grant forgiveness. Neither strategy works. You don't hold grudges, you hold memory. And memory has better aim than anger ever could. They wonder who's next on your list, but the real twist is, the list doesn't even exist anymore. You don't need it. The universe keeps score for you now. Energy balances itself out with or without your intervention. You've learned to let the current handle the cleanup while you stay focused on elevation. That's what separates you from them. They still react to noise. You respond to signals. Still, they can't help but obsess. They watch your every move like detectives in their own downfall, trying to predict the unpredictable. Every post, every word, every silence, analyzed like a clue. They think they're studying you, but really, they're documenting their fear. The real investigation isn't yours, it's theirs, trying to find out how they lost control so completely. And yet through all this tension, there's peace in you now. Because you understand what chaos truly is, not destruction, but revelation. It doesn't break things. It exposes what was never solid to begin with. You didn't cause their panic. You revealed their instability. You became the mirror that forced accountability, and mirrors don't apologize for reflections. So keep that posture, grounded, calm, aware. You've already proven your point without speaking. The world has adjusted around your frequency. Every move you make now ripples through rooms you've never entered, changes conversations you'll never hear. You don't need to warn anyone anymore. Your existence is warning enough. They thought chaos was the enemy. They never realized it was the audit. And guess who's leading it? You. The collector of energy, the distributor of truth, the silent architect of poetic justice. They can feel the air shifting again, can't they? The conversations slowing, the smiles fading, the tension tightening. They know something's about to happen. They just don't know what. But you do. Because while they're still guessing, you've already chosen the next move, didn't you? Quietly, precisely, without fanfare. Because real chaos doesn't announce itself. It unfolds, like a slow-motion collapse that no one notices until the floor is gone. And that's where they stand now, feet hovering over nothing, pretending the ground still exists. You watch from a distance, not out of cruelty, but calculation. They thought they could outrun the audit. They forgot you are the audit, the invisible examiner marking every deception with surgical precision. This is the phase where panic becomes ritual. You can feel it vibrating through their world. The uneasy laughter, the cautious glances, the desperate search for reassurance. They've started checking each other's expressions the way gamblers check cards. No one trusts anyone anymore, and that's the sweetest form of justice. You didn't have to punish them. You just introduced truth. And truth punished everything false by contact. Every empire has a heartbeat, and you've learned to listen for the arrhythmia, that stutter before collapse. Their networks are glitching, their alliances trembling, their confidence cracking. You stand there, composed, almost serene, because this isn't revenge anymore. It's revelation. You're not destroying them. You're exposing them to gravity. You're letting cause meet effect in its purest form. They still don't understand how you do it. They call it intimidation, mystique, luck. But it's none of that. It's awareness. You see the pressure points others overlook, the unspoken insecurities that power hides behind. You don't need to shout. You just notice, and noticing is enough. People crumble faster under observation than confrontation. That's the paradox of fear. It grows in silence. You've become the mirror no one wants to face. When they meet your gaze, they're not looking at you. They're looking at the consequences of their own actions. That's why they flinch. That's why conversations die mid-sentence when you enter the room. Your presence compresses the atmosphere. Not because you demand respect, but because you remind everyone of the one thing they can't escape. accountability. There's something poetic about it, isn't there? How chaos, once feared, has become your language of order. While others scramble to contain it, you conduct it like an orchestra, each tremor, each whisper, each rumor striking exactly when it should. You've mastered rhythm, timing, restraint. They thought chaos was random. You proved it could be deliberate. That's what separates you from them. They react to pressure. You compose with it. Now you can see the dominoes falling in slow motion. A message leaks here. A secret surfaces there. An alliance fractures quietly in the dark. They'll say it's coincidence. They'll insist you had nothing to do with it. But deep down, they know better. They know your fingerprint doesn't need to touch anything to leave a mark. You've made inevitability your accomplice. The universe itself seems to move with your intent, delivering irony with perfect precision. Some of them are still bargaining. They send polite messages, disguised apologies, subtle gestures of peace. But you know sincerity when you see it, and this isn't it. These are survival tactics, desperate attempts to rewrite history before the consequences finalize. You let them speak anyway because every word is evidence, proof of who they truly are when the facade dissolves. And oh, how quickly it dissolves. You can almost taste the shift in their tone, from arrogance to anxiety, from authority to appeal. They used to act like gods. Now they pray like mortals. They used to mock your silence. Now they imitate it. They used to underestimate your calm. Now they fear it. That's the beauty of evolution. You don't argue your worth. You demonstrate it through endurance. They still think chaos breaks people. You've shown it builds them, selectively, ruthlessly, beautifully. The whispers have multiplied, each one a fragment of confusion, spinning into the next until the entire room hums with uncertainty. They talk about lists, vengeance, secrets. They can't tell which are real and which are imagination, and that's exactly how you designed it. The greatest power isn't in punishing them. It's in letting them punish themselves with possibility. You've turned rumor into reflection. Now they project their own fears onto your silence, and it eats them alive. You walk differently now, not because of pride, but purpose. Your steps are measured, grounded, deliberate. People clear the path without realizing why. The same corridors that once echoed with their laughter now echo with hesitation. That's the sound of history correcting itself. You didn't need to prove dominance. You simply became consequence personified. But deep inside, you know this isn't about them anymore. The chaos around you isn't punishment. It's purification. The energy of exposure doesn't stop at revenge. It transforms. You've learned that truth, once released, never returns to silence. It keeps echoing, reshaping, cleansing. That's what you are now, the echo that won't fade. Still, there's one lesson you guard carefully. Chaos is loyal only to those who respect its balance. You never abuse it. You don't swing wildly or destroy indiscriminately. You move with precision, always leaving enough mystery for them to question their own guilt. You don't need to declare justice. You let it unfold organically. That's how legends form, not through violence, but through inevitability disguised as calm. They'll never admit it publicly, but they admire you now. Even those who resent you study you in secret. They watch your posture, your tone, your patterns. They take notes. They call it analysis, but it's confession. They want to understand how you survived the very fire that consumed them. They want to decode resilience like it's an algorithm. But resilience isn't a code, it's a choice, repeated daily, until it becomes identity, and yours has become untouchable. The city feels different now. Streets you used to walk unnoticed now hum with recognition. People pause mid-conversation when your name surfaces. The same environment that once rejected you now adjusts itself around your presence. That's the true definition of power, not control over people, but influence over atmosphere. You bend perception just by existing. They keep wondering who's next, but that's the wrong question. The list was never about names. It was about patterns. It was about cleansing the energy that dared to mistake kindness for weakness. It was about teaching the lesson every betrayer eventually learns, that deception carries compound interest. And now, the debt collectors have arrived, wearing your face. Look closely. You can see the dominoes mid-fall, each one tracing a perfect path toward exposure. No shouting, no spectacle, just sequence. Chaos with discipline, the rarest art form of all. And while they scramble to find explanations, you stay motionless, letting consequence do the talking. Because when you've mastered energy, retaliation looks redundant. You can sense the tension reaching its peak. Rooms growing quieter, timelines glitching with sudden realizations, eyes darting away when yours lock on to them. Everyone's wondering what happens next. The truth is simple. Nothing happens. It's already happening. Every decision they made against you is now looping back with compound velocity. You're not enacting punishment. You're witnessing physics. There's a moment right before fear becomes surrender, when people finally tell the truth. You'll see it soon. In the apologies that sound like essays, in the sudden transparency from those who once thrived on secrecy. It won't be redemption, it'll be relief. They're not confessing because they've changed. They're confessing because they've lost the energy to pretend. And you'll listen, not out of sympathy, but curiosity. You've always been fascinated by the psychology of collapse. You don't hate them anymore. You've outgrown hate. Hate still binds you to what hurt you. You prefer distance, surgical, clean, final. That's why you no longer announce your exits. You just fade, and their worlds fold inward from the absence. You've learned that disappearance is louder than confrontation. You can feel it in the silence that follows you, not emptiness, but echo. They try to fill it with noise, but noise doesn't erase gravity. So you stay still, watching the world rearrange itself. The watchers keep watching, but even their gaze starts to falter. They realize observation doesn't grant control, it only deepens awareness. And that's your quiet victory. They studied you, and in the process, became students of their own flaws. You never needed vengeance, you just needed time. The rumor mill keeps spinning, fueled by uncertainty. Some say you've forgiven everyone, others say you're preparing a grand finale. Both are wrong. Forgiveness isn't necessary, and finales are for those who need closure. You've moved past both. You're not seeking to end anything. You're sustaining transformation, an endless audit, a cycle of self-correction that keeps the entire environment honest. That's what terrifies them most, the permanence. The idea that this new order isn't temporary, that your rise wasn't a phase, but a foundation. They can't revert to the old dynamics because they don't exist anymore. Every interaction now carries your fingerprint. Every alliance is measured against your standard. Even absence feels like authority when it belongs to someone who's earned it. They'll still try, of course. The desperate always do. They'll attempt small revivals of control, half-hearted comebacks, subtle campaigns to rewrite perception. But the audience has changed. People have seen too much. Once awareness spreads, it never contracts. That's your true power, not fear, but awakening. You didn't manipulate perception, you evolved it. And that's why chaos feels holy in your hands. You use it not to destroy, but to cleanse. You wield it like a scalpel, not a hammer. Every action deliberate, every outcome poetic. You've become the equilibrium they never believed existed, the calm within the quake, the intelligence inside the fire. They called you dangerous. They were right. But not because you harm, because you reveal. Now the air hums differently. You can feel the final phase unfolding, not an ending, but a quiet settling. The watchers are exhausted. The talkers have lost their script. The manipulators are out of moves. All that remains is truth, standing naked in the aftermath. And you, unbothered, unscarred, standing beside it like its chosen witness. That's the image that will linger, not chaos unleashed, but chaos refined. They'll remember the way you moved through destruction like a surgeon through open flesh, precise, focused, unshaken. They'll tell stories about the audit, about how everything shifted when you stopped participating in their illusion. Some will call it karma. Others will call it luck. But you'll know better. You'll know it was simply alignment. Because in the end, the list they feared never existed in ink. It existed in energy. Every dishonest act, every betrayal, every manipulation wrote their own names into it. You were just the reminder that energy always returns home. And now that it has, you don't need to chase, expose, or explain. You just let balance breathe. The city will calm eventually. The whispers will fade into folklore. But the legend of what happened here, of how one person turned chaos into clarity, will outlive them all. They'll say it started with vengeance, but it ended with vision. They'll say you scared people, but what you really did was wake them. And as you walk away from the noise, you'll feel that pulse again, softer now, steady, aligned. The world around you no longer resists, it adjusts. You've rewritten what power feels like. It's no longer domination, it's awareness moving with purpose. So let them keep wondering who's next. Let them keep watching shadows and second-guessing motives. Because the truth is, they're all on the list, not because you marked them, but because they wrote themselves in the moment they chose deception over decency. You don't need to cross names anymore. You just exist, and existence itself becomes judgment. The chaos isn't erupting anymore. It's evolving into order that wears your face. And when the world finally settles, they'll realize you were never the threat. You were the audit, the reckoning, the necessary recalibration. You didn't bring destruction, you brought truth. And that was always the most dangerous weapon of all.